job simulations easily filter candidates based on the skills they actually have. Think of it as a 5 to 7 minute assessment on the core skills that would make a candidate successful in that role. Hiring a new customer service associate? See how they deal with a frustrated customer at the front desk or on the phone. Recruiting for a new senior sales rep? Check if they can actually close that deal. Looking for a new project manager for that big job? Check if they can read a construction schedule, but actually understand and get that job back on track before you have the first call. And get qualified shortlist of candidates that can easily be pulled in, so you talk to the candidates that are best fit for the job. We've got a large market in terms of the horizontal area, but we're really focused in high volume staffing agencies and these trades where it was traditionally a lot harder to assess candidate capabilities before you actually talk to them. If you think about engineering and coding, you can't get a job without showing them that you can code. Share your screen. We're bringing that capability to all jobs. Our focus on the market is really in these skilled trades in different segments that are focused on a $240 million seat, and we think we can get to a comfortable, really tight wedge by focusing on skilled trades in these staffing agencies. Across competitors, really in the space we're playing, you've got these passive recording where you're still having to really screen through the interview recordings. And there are static assessment tools, multiple choice, essay, record, and answer. We've got a fantastic team. I spent almost 10 years at McKinsey doing workforce development programs, operations, more in the heavy industry. We've got a fantastic co-founder here, Yashas and Alex. It's been a tremendous journey over the last 2 years, and we've got senior advisors with real expertise in the space. We're raising $750K. We've bootstrapped to now, so we're ready to really scale and go to market. We launched last week, thanks Yashas, and we're driving. So looking for partners, collaborators, startups. If you're hiring, we're looking for pilot partners. Come talk to me. We're over at A15. So yeah, we're giving recruiters back their time, and we're helping great companies connect with great candidates that can actually do the job.
I appreciate it, and congratulations on getting to this stage and
thank you.
An exciting product. Walk us through what your platform looks like, what the demo looks like, and things like that. So a potential recruit comes to you, submits their, let's call it application. I don't even know in today's age what applications look like. I'm glad I'm past that part. But if you can walk us through kind of what your product demo looks like, I think that'd be helpful to visualize.
Yeah, absolutely. And come by the booth, we have a demo going over there, 8:15. So essentially from the recruiter side, think of it as two modes. You got your power users, your recruiters. They're going to want a lot more control. Hiring managers hire a couple roles might want to, so a lot of this can be automated. You come in, you create the job description from the beginning. You can either really provide your input to say, here are the specific things I want. I have a job description already. I just want to refine it. I want to interview it. Or if you don't, you just say, hey, I need to hire a project manager in this industry with HVAC experience in Seattle. And we're going to generate that job description, and we're going to give you that to refine it just like you do with ChatGPT and get the job description. We're also going to pre-populate the rubric, either based on your own criteria that you have provided to the system, or we're going to give you some based on best practices if you're not sure. And then we're going to design the interview, and you're going to get the interview questions all designed, ready to go, which you can provide input to. So all of that can be automated, or you can provide human-in-the-loop input. That goes out. Candidate goes and applies. They get a link. They don't have to register. They apply. We integrate with LinkedIn and some other boards. You can post your job post there. Then you get into a standard ATS where you've got your ranking, and it's a semantic ranking where it actually reads the resume. You can move them along to the interview and assessment process. For your assessments, you say, look, based on the job description that we already have, we're going to generate a dynamic scenario that is going to test the things that you're looking for, and you can adjust that scenario if you like, or you can just send it. Again, the candidate, once they pass automatically from the layer, or if you want to promote them across, they'll get a link to that assessment, 5 to 7 minutes, they'll go in, you'll get the results. We assess everything from communication skills, job technical skills, and you have some really great report outs that help you make decisions about who to move forward. So we're really focused on what are the decision insights that recruiters need to make a decision on who they want to spend their time with.
How do you ensure legal compliance, right? When companies are screening candidates, how does your model ensure that as the companies that use the platform go through that process, ensure legal?
Sorry, can you say again?
How do you ensure legal compliance with the platform?
Yeah, absolutely.
So screening candidates.
Yeah, so in addition to the industry standard certifications, we're undergoing our third-party audit right now and our bias-free audit right now. We just signed that a couple of weeks ago. But the two ways we do it in the system is all of our questions go through that compliance check from employer regulation. You know, is it unbiased? And not only that, but our interviews also check this in every interaction. So for example, if you're an employer and you write a question that doesn't meet the legal threshold and has bias, it actually flags you and stops you from doing it. And it actually checks that. It says, hey, you cannot do this. Focus on, you know, the skills for this role. Here's an example question. So it actually stops you from creating a question that would be biased and could put your company or us liable for that. The interviews as well are completely guardrailed from a compliance standpoint.
Are you saying that the live interview has guardrails in it?
Yes.
What does that look like?
Yeah, so essentially when you interact with, you know, I think some people have put in guardrails to stop like prompting. Like you can prompt the avatar. We use Tavis. It's a really, really powerful engine. We have guardrails that are all tied to compliance when it comes to legal. So it won't ask questions about age. It won't ask questions about, unbiased. It won't take the way that you speak into consideration, right? So it's very controlled. We run over 10,000 interviews on our previous platform, and we have a really good feel for what that looks like, and we've created guardrails to make sure that we're safe and compliant.
In the last few seconds, tell us a little bit about your moat. How do you ensure that your competitors don't creep in and take over your market share?
Yeah, so I think for us, there's kind of two parts to the moat. I think one is the data that we're actually getting as we do these job assessments, right? Nobody's really doing that in that space. So it's small, but we're starting to build that out, right? How do we understand what makes candidates successful? I think as we start to see, we just launched last week, as we start to see how candidates do in their jobs, it's going to become even more powerful for us. That's going to be our moat. We're like, we know what a great PM looks like. We know what a great customer service rep looks like at the very top of the funnel. And that's really hard to get. So once we connect those three dots, that's how we're going to really build our moat. Right now it's really getting the market, getting traction, so we can start to build that up.
The bag?
We do have some traction with a couple of pharmaceutical companies. I probably should have said that at the beginning. We've got 4 priced LOPs with a partner in Europe right now that we're waiting for, but the platform just went live last week.
If we have 10 seconds, what do those types of numbers look like? What would a contract be with a large pharmaceutical company? What type of revenue can you earn from one contract?
We start at $99, we go to $7.99 per month. When it comes to that, we would think we'd be doing about $2,000, maybe $25,000 on a standard, lower tier enterprise. We're really focused on the staffing agencies and SMBs right now. 250 logos is our break even, raising $750K.
Which one is he?
He's
Thank you.
Alex. Go talk to him, invite him to the class. Or you want me to invite him?
How are you going to buy it?
Here, go talk to him. He's going back to the booth.
Okay, fine.
Hello, my name is Mikel. I will present to you Filmpedia. Filmpedia is a Netflix for education. We grab films, short films and documentaries, and we transform them into educational assets. So we have an AI tool that grabs this content and through a process, he analyzes the different topics on films, and then a human-in-the-loop team, they decide if it's good or not, and then we finalized all this, we put a metadata on top of these films. So why we created Filmpedia? As we believe that films are really powerful tools to learn, and especially in youngsters. So it's the language they like, and it's really useful to learn mainly new skills. So to talk about teamwork or leadership, it's really useful at classrooms and at home to discuss about these subjects and to really understand in watching a film. So for example, with the Goonies, we all learn about teamwork or positive attitude. So the opportunity is also on the table. Why? Because educational institutions, schools, colleges, they invest a lot on projectors, on TV screens, but there's a lack of content. So we say that the highway is there, but we need to put the cars. So at the same time, kids or teenagers, they really prefer audiovisual content on top of text. And indeed, several research demonstrates that it's better the retention when you watch a film on prefer than a text. Sorry. So the problem is that teachers, they have to spend a lot of time looking for this content. So it's really not easy, and at the same time they mainly use it illegally. So it's not easy because they have to buy different rights, and so even in Europe, we are from Spain, and in Europe, here in the United States, there is more options, but in Europe, there's no options to screen it legally. So at the same time, families, they really, they're not easy for them to find what's good on all the content they have in their subscriptions. So we offer three main proposals. On one side, we have films, selected films with the rights for they can screen at schools. And on top of these films, we create activities. We cut the extracts of the films, and we can discuss about a film about biology, about DNA, but also about soft skills. And finally, we do reviews for platforms that we don't have the rights. For Netflix, TV shows, for YouTube, and also now we close the deal with the main national TV in Spain, and we have 1 million of titles that we are indexing. So this is the proposal. This EduClips is an example of how with Jurassic Park, you can discuss about collaboration and also about DNA. So our business model is based on, we started with a B2B model, selling to schools. And then we realized that families were really appreciating the product and asking to have this product. So we realized that the best will be to use the school as a distributor to get to the families. So we are working more on a B2B2C model rather than a B2B model. So our milestones, we've been in 98 schools in Spain, and also we had another university doing the research that shows that really this usage of the platform is really useful and increase attention and may increase learning. So we've been in several prizes in Europe, and this is what I was mentioning, that this agreement with the national TV in Spain that allows us to collect 1 million titles. So thank you, and we hope that will be the beginning of a beautiful partnership. Thank you.
I really like this concept. There is a school, a private school company called Alpha Schools that's been backed by Bill Ackman and people of that nature, where it's more kind of learning that it was developed by the founders of Fortnite, some of the developers there. And it is very learning specific. However, for a product like this where you're scanning already made films, why is that an advantage versus with some of the new video production or ChatGPT? They just released a new model last night for image generation. If I'm a teacher, why would I not just generate my own videos that are very specific to what I'm looking to do and actually go and pull? Yes, there's the nostalgia factor, but I get the sense we're living in an age where the 10-year-olds of today don't have the same nostalgia that we had then.
Yeah, totally makes sense, your question. For one side, but films, inside films, what is important in a film is storytelling. So storytelling is something that it's not easy to find a way that, because at the end, what we do edutainment. So at the end, the fusion, the connection between education and entertainment, it's not so easy to do. And as a teacher, they know about their topic, but they don't know how to create engaged content, okay? So for one side, I understand that obviously they will start to create their own content, and obviously we are doing we are creating content ourselves. But it's not easy that they create content that will engage kids, because kids are really sensitive when something is not really cool or not really So yes, but at the same time, it's important that we also allow them to maybe to produce their own content or to adapt to specific needs. Okay, thank you.
I really appreciate your interest in ed tech. I think as parents, there's probably no amount of money we wouldn't spend on our kids. So I appreciate that. So in terms of your research, how many has gone through, or
Yes.
how you collected your information?
Yes, sorry. We've been working with 98 schools in Spain. We are working in Spain mainly. We have a lot of followers in Latam. We have 140,000 followers in Instagram. 50% are in Latam and Chile and Argentina. So the University of Barcelona, they did a research with I don't know how many schools or teachers, but a really good portion of these schools, and we have this. This is a summary of this feedback. I answered your question. Sorry?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, no.
Can you dive into your revenue model a little bit more?
Yes.
Explain to us how the business generates revenue, and how do you anticipate the business growing that revenue over time?
Yes. Yes. So, sorry. So the business model, as I mentioned, we start with a B2B model. At first, we were selling to schools a premium ticket, so they were not all. It was not allowed for them to use it if they're not paying. But we realized that it was complex because a lot of teachers, they wanted to use individually. So it was not easy for us to decide if we were going to B2C or maintain B2B. And so we did several research, and teachers were not open to pay for it because they were expecting that school is paying for the whole of the classroom or the whole school. But yes, 70% of families were able to pay or were willing to pay for our platform. So this agreement with the national TV in Spain allow us to create this freemium model, because there are contents that we don't have to pay the rights because they are already open and free for the whole population in Spain and even in Latam. So we are launching this freemium model in September. So it's not checked. So we did our selling campaigns were mainly B2B, and this is like something we need to do research or to have feedback from the market. Yes, I don't know. So at the end, for previous experience, because I was working in a publishing house that was selling books to schools, we know that when schools they get something because they prescribe to the families, it's really a win-win situation for them. So it's what we are trying to do. At the end, if you see here, when there is a collective buy, it will be free for the teachers. You see here it's like €0 per teacher when they buy it collectively. So we use a school as a distributor. Yes. So, that's it. Thank you.
You're related to the presenter?
Yes, my company is going now.
Oh, this is your company?
Involved, but we changed the name to Veer. We're now Veer.
Veer? Can you spell it?
It's V-E-E-R-E.
What does it mean, Veer?
It's to Veer, we just added an E, an extra E. It's, I hope you enjoy.
Hi everyone. I'm Andy Terra, and I'm founder and CEO of Veer. Before doing this, I was VP of Technology M&A at Morgan Stanley in New York, but I've been a software developer my whole life, and I set out to build the software I think should exist. So the thing is, today's uncertainty has really dialed up the pressure on teams to